In a slowly decaying futuristic city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hi guys, my name is Emmanuel and this is Tales from the Interface Live. I'm coming to you every Thursday around 9. It started a little bit later today, life happens. But, I've been doing this show live for a couple of years. Usually I was doing Saturdays, but I decided to move it to Thursday night because I could do a little bit of a bigger show. And just trying something different to change Thursday night because I could do a little getting out of my habits, if I will. And this show is really me showing you the process of making a comic without any shortcuts. I'm really just doing the work as it has to be, going through every step of the process. My comic is called Tales from the Interface. It's a comic that I've been drawing since 2015, but I've been working on for much longer than that. I think the first ideas came to me around probably 2000. Working on for much longer than that. And I think I'm probably double now. So. Around probably. Merci pour le like, Damien. C'est super cool de ta part. Et ça me fait penser. So every likes, every subscribe, every follow, every share, every time you can share my work, this is hugely appreciated. Without you guys, I am nothing. I really depend on that social push. I am a one-man operation. I publish all my books myself. I do everything myself. I depend on people to help me push this. If you don't like it, don't do it. But if you have an interest in it, giving that little love will certainly help a lot. Et merci, Christian, pour le like aussi. C'est très, très apprécié. I'm working on my fourth book, mon 4e livre. Mon 3e est sorti ce printemps. Et ils sont tous disponibles sur mon site si ça vous intéresse. tfti.inkorporate.com. Et puis, en même temps, si vous n'êtes pas capable de vous payer les livres, eh bien, toute l'histoire est disponible sur le site directement. Vous pouvez la lire là et j'apprécie énormément les commentaires. So you can check out my entire story. Well, it's not the entire story. The last few, most of the book that has been published. Most of the pages are not on the website yet, but they will be eventually. But you can read most of the story there if you're, if you don't have the means to get a copy. I think, the printed version is way better than having a. Let me arrange my camera. I think it's a little crooked. Personally, I prefer to read comics on paper, not on a screen. So up to you how you want to read your comics, but personally, I like it. So tonight we're working on inking because I've been through all the stages for this chapter of my next chapter of my comic. It's the first half of the next comic. I've done all the storyboard, and tonight I'm working on inking. And let's get started. And welcome to Mathieu Davidson, a recent follower. You can see his name there. Let me start sharing my screen. And today I'm going to show you something fun. One of the fans of the comic shared a little walking cycle of Gauthier. So let me show you that. It's pretty fun. So merci Christian pour ça. C'est très gentil de ta part de t'amuser avec ça. Il fait ça pour le fun, mais c'est pas mal cool. Et je vais vous montrer ça là parce il a dit qu'il ferait aussi les expressions de Gauthier là. C'est pas mal fun à voir. Attends. La 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 la. Ok, merci Christian, c'est pas mal cool. Alright. So let's get working. I work on that comic, every day, pretty much, unless life happens. But I try to put in at least 2 hours a day, sometimes more. And I've been doing that since 2015, as I've been saying. I'm currently working on page 2 and 3. I just finished page 1 earlier, yesterday. Merci, Laura. Thank you, Laura Stein, for the like. I think I met Laura on one of the comic forums, so thank you for the like. Very nice of you. Very much appreciated. Okay, so yeah, this is my latest page that I just finished yesterday. So inking is done for this, and now I'm working on page 2. It's kind of a departure for me. I try to really keep within those that grid frame, but for this page I tried something a little bit different. I went a bit crazy. I tried a kind of a more of a weirder composition, but I thought it was nice. I wanted to express that they're going within the intros of the city, something like that. So this is what I was going for. But let's continue working on that. I think I'll be working on this C4 panel here. It's of course page left. So I like to work in transparencies a lot, and this drawing is way too sketchy to do anything with it. So although I've done with the storyboard, sometimes some panels might not be as developed. So I need to pay a little bit more effort on them. So we have a Gautier here with Laura in the back. So it's been a pretty quiet week work comic wise. I do like the inking process. It's a very nice part of making comics, and it's relaxing a lot. To me, the page really comes alive when you're working on that. So it's quite nice to do. Always get a good feeling of completion from looking at the finished inked lines. Of course, I welcome any comments or questions you might have. If I don't talk about it during this show, I will talk about it during the next. Sometimes people are watching this after the show is done, so I will take time to answer comments or questions. So it's really like defining the lines a bit more because it was done a bit rough. And there is a setting on my pencil that bugs me. That makes the coloring. I never figured out what it was. But there's something that makes it appear lighter, and I can't figure out what that is because I resetted the tool and it was fine. That's not it. Not, and then I resetted everything to 0 and then I bet it's gonna be okay now. It's still like that. I don't know why. Figured it out the other day. You know, I've been working probably for 2 years on Crypt, and there's still some stuff like I don't get why it's happening. So it's not the brush density, although it looks like that. It's not. Although it doesn't really matter too much. I see now. Looks better a bit. Just needed to adjust the That's still pale. Ah, there you go. Ah, I was the opacity all along. Damn you. Okay. Yay. And I screwed up my tool for nothing. No. How do I fix the pressure again? Ah. Yes. Looking for that pressure adjustment. Of course, I had to screw it up before the live. can't find that thing. That's so annoying. Effect source, I believe that's what it is. Effect source, effect source, effect source. It's called effect source, it's somewhere. Where is it? Or is it because it's only in the... No. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Subtle detail. Is that it? Ah, god damn it, found it. Ah, okay. I don't know why I didn't try this. It's the only thing I didn't press. I'll show you. If you're stuck with that, I'll show you. So what you do is that you click this tool here, and then you can adjust the pressure of this specific tool. So that, you know, if I didn't have that, it was weird. So I can do that, and then you need to press really hard to get the line. I like to set it up much like something like that, probably. So now I don't have as much difference between the small and the big, but it suits me in my style better. So that was it, all the big issue. Just that stupid little icon there. I don't know why I didn't remember it. I have to say, clip paint is weird on some aspects. Some of the features are placed a little bit in a weird location. I come from Photoshop, which is a bloated software for sure, but it's still, I would say, it's better organized than Clip Paint Studio. But Clip Paint is more powerful for comic. There's no comparison. I mean, the tools to color are much better. as you saw in the beginning with that little animation, you can do that as well. So if you want, you can, you know, dabble in animation. You can do that in Photoshop too, by the way. They do have animation tools. But you know, it's part of the package in Clip Paint as well. I think where it shines the most is probably in the coloring aspect. The tools to quickly color. So if you want to fill the zone, it's much more straightforward in Clip Paint than it is in Photoshop. You know, they're made. The tools are designed for drawings, the ink drawings, so they have a lot of options to help you to select zones. They also have like very good vector output for lines, if that's your sort of thing. It's not mine, but if you want to vectorize your line, so you're able to shrink and expand your drawings, a little bit like in Illustrator. So Clip Paint has that built in for like when you're inking, which is a nice feature. I'm never had to use it. I don't think it works especially well for comics. It does a great job, but why did I? Oh yeah, because there is some functionality that are gone. Like I think I couldn't color the lines after they were done. So that kind of bugged me out. Kind of annoyed me. So I'd rather have that one. And then anyway, if you try to the expanding and shortening feature, it sounds nice, but you know, the weight of the line is really important, and you know, I do care a lot about my weight of line, and if an object's in the front, typically, you know, I'll try to make the line a little bit thicker so that it looks more in front. So if you use a thicker line for an object in front, it makes a lot of sense. It makes the object look even closer to you. So that's one tool that I use, and you know, if you don't use that well, your drawing looks really nice, really weird. So I would say it wasn't for me to use that, unless you know you have to redraw anyway. So I don't know. I tried it a little bit, probably maybe not enough, but didn't really like it. But give it a shot, maybe you will. I think there was an additional coloring features if you use that as well, which might be nice as well. I don't know. Not sure I drew him correctly. I'll draw Clara in the back now. They're supposed to be like climbing the stairs, and I think I might have messed it up a little bit. Yeah, I think I might. He doesn't look like he's climbing. So let me see if I can make Clara make more sense. She would be kind of looking up. Okay, I'm gonna rework Goods here a little bit. His face is kind of okay, but body is not what I'm going for. So Actually, I think the first thing that's wrong with him is his head. I need to lower it. So yeah, I'm gonna play around with this. Just cut it. This. Already it makes more sense. Okay, so let's see. I do give myself a lot of trouble trying to change the angles and you know, just give more kind of more interesting points of views for my characters. It is a challenge, and I think because of it, you know, I've gotten a lot better because I'm always challenging myself with these kind of more difficult pauses. Kind of climbing a stair here, so I'm not sure how well I've shown this. Let me try to make that body a little bit better still. I find that, you know, by repeat, and I usually am able to get like pretty convincing, if not perfect, postures. Although I will, if it really doesn't make sense, try to look at a reference or take a picture. Ask somebody take a picture of me in the pause that I'm trying to do, and I think that way I usually find what I'm looking for. Hey, thanks Nick for the like. Nick Lai, everybody. From Life. The comic. Check it out. quite great comic there. Post-apocalyptic, mutants, all that good stuff. Nick has been extremely helpful to help me promote my campaign. Very much appreciated. And he's a fellow G.I. Joe fan, so that's something nice to talk about. I hope he makes his comic soon. I mean, his webcomic has been going on for quite a while, and we still have no comic from him. So hopefully that will be remedied. I may end up looking at a reference for that. Guy climbing stairs. Let me see if I can find something quick. Just wanna It's never exactly what you want, isn't it? Oh, it's not too bad. Well, it is getting better. A lot of likes tonight. That's so nice. Really, how every like I receive, I say it, but it does make a difference. The way the algorithm works on Facebook is like that. I mean, when somebody likes something, like Facebook say, "Oh, okay, this is not crap," so I'm gonna show it to one other person, and then if that person likes it, oh, okay, then that person liked it as well, I'm gonna show it to another person. But of course, Facebook is a business, so they want you to buy likes from their like farm. So if you do, then you're gonna have tons of like from weird countries where your fans couldn't possibly be. The world of social media. It's all a scam. It's really hard because, I mean, the fans are there. They want to see your work, but, social media won't make it easy because they want you to pay for that privilege of showing it to real, actual fans. The real people might like it. That's really difficult. Really, really difficult. We try anyway, don't we? I mean, I was able to finance my books through social media, so I can't, I would never have been able to do it otherwise. Although, I think the biggest part of my success was, not that it was a big success, mind you, but the biggest factor in the success of my Kickstarter, the successful completion of my Kickstarter, was really Kickstarter itself, because they want your project to succeed. So if somebody likes your comic or committed to your campaign, that's what I should have said. If somebody bought your work before, they are gonna be Kickstarter's gonna tell them, hey, you've backed this book before. This guy came out with a new book. Would you be interested in getting that new book? And I found that this creates a lot of repeat customers. So that's really great. I mean, I've never done anything that worked quite as well. So I had the comic. I've been doing the comic for many years, but it never was as successful as a campaign. So sometimes I really wonder if I should like even continue making the webcomic and just publish my books on or just publish my book on Kickstarter directly. I don't know. I don't get that many readers on the site. It's well, I say that, but I'm sure that a lot of them, you know, they never say a word. So it's kind of hard to know that they're reading, but some of them do. And then these guys, I know them, and that's why I continued maintaining the comic online. But sometimes I do wonder if it's even worth it. Won't quit doing comics. I'm just wondering if webcomic, I should continue doing webcomic. So publishing my website on my comics on my website. I'm wondering if it's worth it, because I'm not getting that much. I don't see that much people consuming comics that way, but through a site like Kickstarter, it seemed like it's a little bit better for gaining new audience, because they do, you know, show your comic to an audience there. So and then they had those, if you like that, you might like this thing. And I don't know, my last campaign, you know, went really well. I was so happy about how it came out. You know, it was the most successful I did. So I don't know, I'm just wondering if doing a webcomic is still worth it. I mean, maybe I should just publish directly the books in print and promote it through social media and Kickstarter. And I don't know if I need a website. It is costing me money, you know, to host a website. It's like I think it's now like $15 a month, the plan I'm having, plus I need to pay the domain. That's another $20 per year. And you know, making comic is not really making me money by itself, so I'm not selling enough to say that I'm making money doing it. No profit, I would say. I'm making money, but not profit. Yeah, well, it's a love. It's out of passion and love, really. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, let's see about inking that now. Ink. So take the ink brush. I always ink in a dark brown. I found that it's the best way. One reason is that if you see my bubbles here, they're actually black, but the text my lines are brown, and it does show out when you do the when you print it. Maybe not on the screen. Maybe you couldn't have seen it now, but it does show up when you print, and it adds a layer of interest between the caption and the comic itself. So this is something I picked up that I like a lot. I don't like to make pure black lines at all. I remember for in my first book there's a comic called Ixion, and then in that comic I went nuts and like I colored every line, and it was quite a big undertaking. And then after that I started like say, okay, it's great, but do I really need to color like every line? And then I tried to simplify it, and little by little I came out with this brown that I really like. And I will color the lines in certain cases, like mostly when it's like that's a really bad line here. When it's maybe the horizon far off, or the clouds, like having a dark brown line on a cloud looks bad. So what I do is I'll probably have a pale blue line for the clouds, and like the horizon will be paler, and I will do this kind of treatment on the colors of the line. But mainly I keep it within brown. And I also try to have have the color of the scene impacted as well. So let's say there's a shadow or an highlight, it will also highlight that line. So it gives a layer of realistic, a layer of realism to the whole thing. So no, I don't want to give up making comics. I still have book 4 to do, and then a book 5, and that would be all for Tales from the Interface. I'm not planning to do any more, for at least for now, although I do have some ideas of how I could continue it. I planned a sequel for it a long time ago, but I think after I'm done with book 5, I might try to do something a bit different. I'm thinking of something like a space adventure, like something like that, maybe with some spaceships and some stuff I'm less confident in drawing. So I'm looking into that right now, like trying to figure out an idea. It's very hard. I don't come up with ideas very often, and when I do, I treat them very preciously. I will write them down as soon as I get them, and yeah, so it's not easy coming up with a good story idea, but making the comic is a lot harder. So there's often the debate of hey, thanks Laura, nice of you to drop in. Clip Paint, yeah, in Clip Paint you do has very good tools for inking. Actually, I really like their G pen. It's basically the default pen that they have. Not too it's pretty nice, works well. Do you how do you work? You work traditionally, or you work on computer as well? So I've done a lot of, I love doing traditional work. Yeah, use Clip Paint Studio. Everybody is using Clip Studio Paint, not Clip Paint Studio. I don't know why I'm always flipping them. But yeah, everybody is using that. It's really like, has become really the tool of the pros, as they say. And I think the fact that Photoshop charges you now for you know, for a monthly thing that's pretty expensive in the end. I mean, clip paint I think costed me, how much costed me? I got it at 50%, and I've been using it for 2 years. Way cheaper, way cheaper than Photoshop. You know, and every time I feel bad because I started Photoshop like when I was 14. I worked with it for like 20 years, so I feel like I'm cheating on it or something. But but you know, it's just better. I mean, the tools are so much better suited for comics. I do still use Photoshop for my work as a graphic designer. It's but not that much actually, because I'm more into web, and now it's all on XD. It's another Adobe product. But when I do banner or stuff like that, you know, I'll jump back in Photoshop. And I mean, it's a great software, even as bloated as it is. I really love inking, so that's always something I've been enjoying quite a bit. Actually, my first drawing nickname was Ink. Still have some friends from the Montreal comic scene who still call me like that. It's very sweet of them. In retrospect, it probably was a bit pretentious, as you are when you're like 20 and you know you're first stepping in the world of big boys in the comic scene, and you're trying to make your mark. And yeah, you know, as Nebo said, like his songs about when he was 20, you know, yeah, it's part of being 20 is being pretentious, and that's fine. You know, I need to keep that in mind when I find young people annoying. I am pushing I'm over 40 now, so for a lot of people I'm an old guy. But yeah, it's when you do ink, it's like your whole page comes alive. It's fantastic. It's probably my favorite part of the drafting process. It's like seeing those lines come alive. I really enjoy that. I really appreciate you telling me that my lines are good, because I feel like I have a long way to go. Sometimes I see it and I say, ugh. It's not easy. And I saw your private message, Christian. I will look at it after. I want to concentrate on my drawing right now. I don't answer you during the day as well, because you know I'm working, but I do appreciate you taking time to do these little animation. It's really cool. I just personally, I don't want to do animation. It's an whole nother thing. But I have a lot of respect for the craft. I had quite a scare this summer because I hurt in my my finger. I hurt in my knuckle. I kind of hit the wall very hard and really hurt myself. And my knuckle looks weird, but since then it's like I kind of like, I don't know if I broke it or something, but it's kind of weird now. And I was really scared that I wouldn't be able to draw as well, or that it would be painful, but it's mostly got back to normal. You know, that really got me thinking about, you know, I'm a very calm person, but I tend to bottle up my my frustrations, and you know, sometimes I will hurt myself because I am too angry. Like hitting a wall or something like that, and it's really bad. I really shouldn't doing that, and I almost broke my hand doing that this summer. But it's gotten better, thankfully. Hands, how fun are they to draw? Okay, so they are necessary evil, let me tell you that. But I'm kind of impressed that I'm managing to draw them freehand. Alright, okay, enough of the bad jokes. So that's my buddy Gautier. I'm not sure about his leg here, how it should be, but kind of we'll keep him like that, but I might rework it. He's looking like he's gonna fall now. I don't think I did it correctly. But let me work on her first. He bugs me. Let me see that. I can do better than that. Come on, man. Yeah. I shouldn't have inked it because it wasn't done. Wasted time. Oh well. That's what you get when you're too impatient. And this is the wonder of the comic making process, people. You make mistakes all the time, and you got to redo and rework, and it's slow, and it's sometimes annoying, but then you get something and you say, hey, did I do that? Really? Damn. I am impressed, you know, of what I've been able to do, you know. 3 books. It's a long process, but you know, I got through it and I got something to show for it. Beats playing video game for 2 hours a day, which I was doing before that, and getting nothing out of it. Ooh, wow, a little trophy. Congratulations. You spent 60 hours gathering a little trophy. Yeah. I think that might, you know, I wasn't really conscious of it at the time, but I think it inspired this comic a little bit. Like how much time people spend on these platforms, and their life gets sucked into it. So this my comic talks about like virtual reality and how it becomes a substitute for the real world. And yeah, so pretty accurate subject. You know, we see it a lot. Like people would spend their life in games, and you know, and I can understand why. It's really good fun. That's for sure. It is good. It is fun. It is terribly fun. Too much fun. It's way too fun. And it's made to be like that. They want you to get hooked. They have psychiatrists working for them. Like in UX design, we would call them black hat designers. Like they're trying to do evil. Like, why do they put milk at the back of the store? Do you think they want you to go there to pick it up because you're gonna go in front of a million things instead of just a few? So of course, most people would be a lot happier if the milk was right beside the door, so they could just grab it and pay and go. But no, they want you to go all the way to the back of the store. And why are vegetables at the entrance, you think? Of course, it's because people don't really care about vegetables. Sadly, we're not good to ourselves. We're not good to ourselves. So, you know, what people will buy most often will be at the back of the store. They want you to look at everything in the store. So before and after, you can see what I'm going for here. So yeah, it's annoying, you know, redoing stuff, but in the end, you say, yeah, good thing I did it. There's always those few panels that you say, oh, screw it, and you're doing it anyway. Shouldn't beat yourself up, but, you know, when you take time to do it properly, it just feels so much better. Okay, well, yeah, that's a much better H.O.T there, right? Yeah, alright. Let me try to clean that up a bit, and then we'll try inking. So some pages, you know, some panels I will work an entire night on. So, you know, a lot of these panels take me like 2 hours. I'm really slow. I mean, this is, I'm sure that professional won't take that long. Of course, you know, since I'm not doing this full time, I'm not as fast as those guys are. But it is it's crazily time consuming. I'm seeing these stairs as being like that, like kind of angled. I'm hoping it makes sense. I might end up asking my wife to take a picture of me climbing up the stairs, just to make it sure that I'm getting it. It's quite hard. When I wrote the script of this, I thought, oh god damn, man, why did I write this? Hey, thank you for coming, Laura. It's very much appreciated, and I hope to see you soon. Let's have a chat. Thank you for stopping by. Probably gonna have a picture taken of this. It's way too difficult. I feel like Clara is pretty okay though. I cannot find a good reference for it. I'll just let it simmer a little bit and come back to it another time. Just work on her now. C'est cool ça, Christian. Faut pas abandonner, là. T'sais, faut tout le temps continuer. On essaie de faire des choses comme. Tu sais, l'histoire que je fais maintenant, ben. Tu sais, j'avais commencé ça au début des années 2000. T'sais. Ça m'a pris vraiment longtemps avant de me rendre là. Fait que, tu sais, faut pas. Un jour, tu sais, tu vas pouvoir peut-être le mettre. Le terminer, pourquoi pas. Faut juste en faire un petit peu à chaque jour. C'est ça le secret, là. Puis oui, mais tu sais, ça arrive souvent qu'il y a personne, puis je dessine quand même. Hein. C'est de toute façon, c'est ça que je ferais. Fait que je me dis, je suis aussi bien de partager mon écran. S'il y a du monde qui vienne, tant mieux. Sinon, tant pis. Puis en plus, les vidéos sont toutes sorées sur mon site YouTube, tu sais. Donc, si les gens sont intéressés à voir comment une page a été faite, ben, ils peuvent toujours aller voir. Puis aller dans les archives, puis je me dis qu'éventuellement, ça va faire quelque chose qui peut être intéressant pour des gens. Là. Ou peut-être pas, mais c'est pas grave. J'essaie de choisir un format d'émission qui me distrait pas de dessiner, tu sais. Parce que là, je vois des gens là, qui ont des canaux Twitch, puis tu sais, c'est rendu leur job, là, tu sais. Faut qu'ils maintiennent ça, puis ils vont pas dessiner, là, ils vont trouver des façons d'attirer des gens, ou c'est rendu de travailler pour la chaîne. Là, fait que moi, bof, là. T'sais. Mais c'est ça. Fait que j'essaie de dessiner comme ça là pour ceux que ça intéresse. Puis ça me suffit. Là. Dans le fond, tu sais, les gens qui ont participé à mon livre, c'est une agrégation, à la campagne de mon livre, c'est une agrégation de plein de sortes de gens. Tu sais. Il y avait des gens qui m'ont connu via Twitter, via Facebook, via Instagram, via YouTube, via mon webcomic, via des forums. Fait que c'est une agrégation de gens que j'ai rencontrés. Tu sais, puis moi j'ai ramassé des courriels via un newsletter, puis c'est tout. C'est pas nécessairement. Il n'y a aucun gros groupe de fans là, qui viennent nulle part. Là. C'est tous des petits groupes que j'ai ramassés avec les années. Là. Je pense que le délai de quand je parle est vraiment long. Là. Ah. Mais c'est pas grave. Hein. Oups. Comme mélanger deux layers. Oups. Voyons. Là, je me dis que should probably be like this. Ah. Je vais essayer une autre technique pour ça. Faire les marches. Peut-être que ça va faire plus de sens. Ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais les faire tout égal le même. Puis là, je vais faire une série de lignes. Comme ça. Là, avec Transform, je vais peut-être me faire une copie encore une fois pour que ce soit vraiment long. Puis, ouais, déjà, je pense que ma pente était vraiment trop grande déjà. J'ai une badge distributeur de contenu écrit en espagnol. Ah ben oui, hein? C'est quoi ça? Je sais pas c'est quoi. Cette affaire de Facebook, là. La deuxième, c'est Sharer. C'est comme des... Laura en avait pas. C'est peut-être parce que t'as... Ah, c'est ça, parce que t'as participé à partager la vidéo, je pense. Fait que ça reconnaît ta contribution à la propagation du vidéo. Fait que comme ça, tu vois... Puis ça le met en perspective déjà, c'est drôle. Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'il fasse ça. Mais ça a du sens quand même comme layout là. Moi en espagnol, je sais pas là. So wise, Christian en espagnol, je sais pas. Facebook est mêlé là. Ah, t'es bien gentil. Ok. Merge. Juste baisser l'opacité, puis... Là, ça me fait une bonne grille pour faire mes marches. Je pense qu'ils font du sens, mes marches. Là. Je regarde les... Comment c'est. C'est peut-être un peu petite, là. Je pense que si j'étire un petit peu, ça ferait plus de sens. Comme ça, là. Ouais. Pas pire, ça. Bon. Donc là, ça va être ma base pour ancrer. Crypt Studio Paint, il devrait me payer pour le commanditaire. Mais je vois qu'ils ont beaucoup de gens qui propagent leur logiciel, déjà. Des influenceurs. Ce que je ne suis pas, malheureusement. Et... Ah, ça, j'ai eu ça. Ah. Il y a direct sur la ligne, ce qu'il faut pas. Eh, maudit. Je pense que je vais tricher un petit peu. Avec cette marche-là. Non, c'est pas mieux. Je vais tricher sur 2 marches. Ça paraîtra moins. C'est comme pas beau quand t'es quasiment sur une ligne, tu sais. T'es presque aligné sur une ligne de même. Ça a l'air vraiment bizarre. C'est mieux de... Mais ça paraît bien trop. C'est mieux de tricher un petit peu. Comme de même, là. Que d'être direct sur la ligne. Puis normalement, là, il devrait pas vraiment être capable d'avoir la différence. Ouais, super. Bonne nuit, Christian. Moi aussi, j'ai presque fini, là. Je vais continuer un petit peu, là, mais je suis sur ma fin, là. Je pense que aussi... So, if I do it like that, it's probably better. And make it on another layer. Just to test it out, I think I need to just have a slight angle like this to show the stairs angle. Yeah. That's it. Of course, as you're going backwards, it's less and less apparent. And there you go. A stair. Not too bad. I'm not quite satisfied with Gautier's position there. And the stairs are probably too big. Now that I see them again. So the technique works. Not sure about the result. But I can try. Simply to move this like this. And can keep my template. If I were to move it like this, it probably makes more sense. Yeah. think I can also move him and her a little higher. Maybe. Alright guys, it's 11, so I guess I'll be calling it a night. So thank you everybody who came tonight. It was great. I had a lot of fun. This was a very active session today compared to my usual. So very much appreciated. Thank you Laura, thank you Christian, Damien and Nick who spent time to give me likes, give me cares, give me all that good stuff, sharing the content. That's great. That's always appreciated. I really appreciate it. Truly, truly, truly. Another way that you can help me is check out my comic. You know, if you like my art, I have a comic for sale at my website, tfti.incorpora.com. If it wants to load, it's very easy to purchase. And you buy it directly from me. It's you just click those 3 books here and you're gonna see the bundle that I sell. You can get all 3 books together or just the last one if you didn't get it yet. So get all 3 books for $30 US or 45 gets you a sketch. Yes, you can get a beautiful sketch in your book done by me for an additional $15. You can get all the books on my website. Also, there are PDF versions available. That's great as well if that's more your thing. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you again so much, and I will see you around the interface or next Thursday 9 p.m. and that's about it. So have a great rest of the week and I'll see you next time.